Today we're going to do one of my family's favorite Christmas traditions, eggplant parmesan. A lot of times I use ricotta cheese in this recipe. This time I didn't, because we're going to be doing calzones as well for Christmas, and I didn't want every dish to be heavy. This one is fast, easy, and above all else, delicious. If you like what you see, please don't forget to subscribe and click on the notifications for when I do have one of my family's favorite recipes. Now, let's get into that kitchen. Holidays screams traditions to me. I love some of my family's recipes, and one of my favorite things I remember was eggplant parmesan. Who doesn't love eggplant parmesan? Well, I hope you love it because I'm going to show you how to do it today. I have 2 eggplants that I've cut. I just peel the outside, take the ends off, and slice them as thin as I can, but not too thin, because I don't want to fry them and get that really burnt, because that small part will get burnt. Let's go over to the frying pan and let's get cracking on this. The key for making eggplant parmesan is having a fantastic sauce. And here I have some crushed tomatoes with tons of garlic and basil, and that is one of the main components of an eggplant parmesan. The next component is breadcrumbs. And when we're gluten-free, you gotta get a good breadcrumb. Now, I particularly care for plain breadcrumbs. I put the breadcrumbs in the food processor, just like that, and I season it just like this. I put in dried parsley, dried garlic, onion, salt and pepper, and in that breadcrumb mixture, Parmesan cheese. A decent amount, and make sure you mix it really well, because we're going to dredge that eggplant in our egg mixture, and then in this fabulous fine gluten-free breadcrumb. Look how that comes. So much better for these dishes than the panko breadcrumbs that are gluten-free, because these just stick to that eggplant and make it crunchy. If you're dairy-free, of course you could omit the Parmesan cheese, just add some more salt. In our frying pan, we're gonna put some good olive oil. Not too hot, but enough to brown. Make sure you don't put the temperature too high, and we don't want it to get to a smoke point that olive oil doesn't like, gets rancid in the higher smoke points. Or you could use avocado oil or any other vegetable oil you want. Those are the 2 of my favorites, olive oil and avocado oil. Make sure we have our eggs beaten. Take our eggplant, dip it in our beaten egg mixture, and then right into our breadcrumbs. Both sides, make sure you get that breadcrumb, and your eggplant will look like this. You have a decent amount of oil, but I don't need to deep fry it. I want a golden brown. That's what I'm looking for, golden brown. Did you ever do that test where you just take the breadcrumb and see if it's sizzling on the frying pan? And that means it's perfect heat, and we can start our eggplants. And just be patient and watch your eggplant become a beautiful golden brown on both sides. And I'm loving this, just golden brown. Nala's liking that garlic smell, huh, honey? You like that? I've got my plate ready to put those cooked eggplants on, because this is gonna be like an assembly line. Looking good. And just keep going, do your assembly line. When you take the eggplant, you can do a little drizzle of salt on the eggplant as it sits there. Also, when I don't use a lot of oil, so the breadcrumbs start to brown, you wanna make sure you wipe them off and have a clean frying pan when you can. You can add your oil again, and just keep on going. It's a bit of a process, but it is so worth it. I've already cheated and tasted one piece. It's on the money. Take off the excess. So we started off with 3 eggs, and I added 3 more, and we still have some left. You always want to be generous with the eggs. As you do with the breadcrumbs we have left over, we used kinnikinnick, which is 12.5 ounces, and we have some left. Perfect. Everything smells perfect. Our sauce has been simmering for a couple of hours. All of our eggplant are fried. And to be honest, you should really just like taste a little bit of it before you compile. Hear that crunch? Perfect. The thinner is fully cooked. And remember, if you have thick pieces, put those on the bottom. And this is how we're gonna do it. I'm gonna use a tinfoil pan today to show you, because we're gonna freeze this. But here's how we layer it. You put sauce on the bottom, and let's find some of those thicker pieces. That's a real thick piece, beautiful golden, but that one on the bottom is going to become even more tender because it's gonna sit in more of the juice. And we're gonna compile all the thick pieces and put them on the bottom. Of course, it's like Tetris. If you have any small pieces, you wanna just kind of squeeze them in there. Maybe one that's broken a little bit, I don't know. I stick them in there because I want everybody to get a morsel of eggplant in each layer. I put a little bit more sauce on top, and then comes the cheeses. Oops. A little bit of mozzarella. And this is so seasoned, we shouldn't need to season anything else. Our breadcrumbs have all the seasoning, our sauce has all the seasoning. Now we're just wanting the cheesiness. So mozzarella and some Parmesan cheese, and then eggplant again. Eggplant, sauce, cheese, repeat. I'm gonna make another eggplant just like this for me tonight, and I'll show you what it looks like. We have plenty of eggplant. And we're gonna put this in a 350-degree oven for 25 to 30 minutes. If it's frozen, you're gonna wanna take it out of the freezer the night before, and then put it in a 350-degree oven for 40 to 45 minutes. Now, when you're baking a dish like this, I would advise to put it on a baking sheet so that none of that sauce bubbles over, and in case it does, that it doesn't dirty your oven. You gotta get a look at this. Make sure you seal your eggplant if you're using the freezer, and take it out the day before and put it in that 350-degree oven for at least 45 minutes. Now watch how easy this eggplant is to cut through. It's because of the sauce, you guys. Make sure you put enough sauce in there through each layer, and definitely on the bottom, because that will really help to get that eggplant so moist, easy to cut without a knife, and, well, let's be honest, delicious. I wish you could smell this. It is so delicious. It's exactly the way I remember growing up. I hope you enjoy it just like I will right now. Good, every time. I hope you enjoy this recipe. Happy holidays.